Have you ever said to yourself, I'm just waiting on God to do whatever it is that he called you to do, but deep down inside, you're not waiting on him. You actually scared. You're allowing fear to take over. Maybe you say, oh, I need another confirmation, or I need to pray more. Maybe I need to do another fast. But the fact of the matter is that you're actually stalling, not because God said no, but because fear is telling you and whispering to you that you're not ready. That's what's really going on. But here's the thing, fear and faith don't sound that much different at first. The only thing that's really different between the two is the fruit. And so in this video, I'm going to walk through 5 powerful secrets that's going to help you discern the difference between God saying no or not yet, or your fear saying, don't you dare. Once you learn the difference, then you're going to be able to start moving with more peace, less pressure, and more confidence. Hey y'all, I'm Ameka. I help purpose-driven creatives just like you build extra income by elevating your faith, building unshakable confidence, and turning your God-given gifts into aligned income-generating offers. So let's just hop into these 5 secrets just right off the top. So number 1, fear feels like pressure, but God's confirmation feels like peace. Fear is going to tell you, oh, you better do this right now. You're going to miss out. Fear is giving you that FOMO. Fear is telling you that you should move and you're not prepared. You're not ready. It's like rushed. It's this rush energy. But God says you move when I say move, not when the market says move, not when somebody else tell you to move, but you move when I tell you to move. And that's not going to be chaotic, right? Even when the next step feels scary, there's going to be a sense of peace that's attached to it when God is calling you to do something. So that is one way for you to know. Fear is going to feel like it's rushing you. You're going to be probably not prepared, and it makes you feel like you have to take the leap before you actually have to take a leap. But when God is calling you to do something, even though you may be afraid, like even though you may be fearful, he's still going to give you a sense of peace that goes with that. He's going to give you the little bit of confidence. Even if you don't have a lot of confidence, he's going to give you just enough confidence to be able to take that step because you know that he's going to guide you along the way. And so that is the difference between fear and God confirming that whatever he has for you, he's intended for you and he wants you to move. So you cannot get the two confused. Fear is going to always be there. God is going to always be here, but we have to make a choice. Whose side are we going to stand on? Whose voice are we going to allow to be the loudest in our ear, right? Because fear lacks clarity, but God gives you peace in the midst of the chaos. When I first launched Strands of Faith, my beauty brand, I was not 100% ready, but there was this stillness about it, this confirmation. There was this peace that was attached to it. There was not pressure, right? And I remember when God gave me the idea, I had never started a business before. I had a science background. I was in school at the time. I was in clinical research, and business wasn't something that I just knew. At that time, I hadn't yet gotten my master's in business administration. I was just, like I said, my background was science. And so I was in the science field doing what I do, right? And so I was not 100% ready. But what if I had allowed fear to get in my ear and says, you're not qualified to start a business. You never started a business before. You don't have the experience or the skill set to do this. You don't have all these things. That's what fear comes into our mind and try to get us to believe. But if I allowed fear to have kept me back, then I would not have been able to build this amazing brand by the grace of God into what it is today, to where we've served tens of thousands of people and we've shipped globally all around the world. That is what fear prevents you from doing. Fear keeps you stuck and saying, I'm not ready. But God gives you that clarity and that peace to say, go forth, my daughter, go forth, my son. You're not going to see the whole staircase, but I got you. I just need you to take that first step in faith and believe and do the work. And as you're going, each step of the way, I'm going to lay out the tile. Have you ever walking down a yellow brick road, you going down a tile. So you on one tile, let's say it's dirt road in front of you. Guess what? If you take that first step, God gonna lay the next tile. He's gonna lay the next tile. He's gonna lay the next tile. And before you know it, you're gonna be walking down a paved road that wasn't there before. When you look behind you, you see all the tiles behind you, but they come and they appear right when they're supposed to appear when you trust and believe in God. So don't allow fear to punk you out of your position that God has called and ordained you to. Number 2 is that fear avoids clarity. but God speaks in conviction. Fear is going to have you spinning in circles, asking yourself, what if this doesn't work? What if I'm wrong? What if nobody supports me? What if this, what is, But when it's God, again, he's not going to show you all the steps, but he's going to make you confident and know that you're able to take the steps, so that conviction doesn't go away. You're going to keep on getting reminders over and over and over that the season that you're in, he's called you to that season. It's going to come in the most unexpected ways when you decide to believe and to move forward. Fear avoids clarity. Fear doesn't want you to be clear on things. Fear wants you to stay muddled and in the fog. But God's conviction can let you know that you're right where you need to be. Because if you have this strong, this belly in your fire and this urge to do the thing, and it keeps coming up over and over and over and over, and you can't shake it, then you know that's God's conviction leading you to do the thing that he called you to do, right? Fear avoids that clarity piece and keeps you stuck. But when you follow your conviction, clarity comes. It may not be there in the beginning stages, but it's going to come. But the way that it comes is if you move your feet. You don't get clear by not doing anything. You get clear by taking the steps and doing the necessary actions that you need to take so that the bigger picture will get clearer in the end. But you can't seek clarity if you don't move. And so that's why fear avoids clarity. Fear doesn't want you to get clear, because fear knows if it keeps you stuck, you're never going to receive clarity. And that's how you build confidence, by getting clear and doing the thing. And that's the only way you can do the thing. And that's the only way you can receive the clarity and the confidence, is by doing the thing. So follow your conviction. If you have a strong conviction about something, that is a guaranteed way to know that you are in total alignment. Number 3 is that fear is going to keep you safe. Or rather, fear is going to make you feel like you're safe, right? But God is going to stretch you. His call is going to stretch you. Fear is always going to lead you to what's familiar. But God is going to lead you to what is faithful, what is full of faith, right? Fear tries to keep you safe by saying, you've never done this before, so why even try now? But God is going to say, you've never done this before, and that's why you should try now, because I chose you. And so don't get caught up and fear making you think that you're not qualified and that you're not called. If you're living, if you're breathing, if you're watching this, if you have ears to hear, if you're seeing me on this screen, fear has no place in your heart or in your mind, because God has called you specifically to do the thing that he has called you to do. So don't squander it. Don't sleep on it. You have to look fear in the face and say, you have no place here. Fear is wanting to hold you back from being fearful of being seen, from being fearful of failing, from fear being judged by other people, right? That's fear. That's what fear is trying to get you to stay there. But God is trying to tell you to go. Number 4 is fear says that you're not ready, that you'll never be ready. But God says that, guess what? I am with you. Fear focuses on your limitations, and God reminds you of his presence. And so if you're constantly asking yourself, am I ready? Am I qualified? Instead, flip the question and ask, is this what God is nudging me to do right now or pushing me to do right now? You have to flip the question and ask. Get to the root cause of where their voice is coming from. And if it's fear, get to the root bottom of it so that you will be able to properly answer it and be able to conquer and divide and know exactly what you're up against. So with fear saying that you're not ready and God is saying, I'm with you, that was a time when I decided that I wanted to start pitching for my business. Pitching is something that I had never done before. Mind you, I was very shy. I grew up very shy. This is something that I've overcome and worked through in the last couple of years. I'm an introverted person, which that don't have anything to do with shyness, but it just speaks to my energy and how I'm able to draw and get my energy levels back to where they need to be when I'm alone, right? But I remember wanting to pitch for my business because I needed funding for my business, non-dilutive funding that was free, that I didn't have to pay back. And I'm like, I want to grow. And so I need to put myself in a position to get this funding. Well, I was terrified to speak in front of people. I did not want to say my name in front of people. That's just how terrified I was. But I knew that God called me to this business. And you always know that if God calls you to something, he's going to see you through it. And he's always going to provide provision in his time and in his season, because in every season, everything is beautiful and everything has a time and season, right? So anyway, as I was pushing myself and pruning and growing in the process, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the leap of faith and I'm gonna do this thing. I've never done it before and I'm afraid out of my mind to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway because guess what? God is with me. He did not bring me here to stay stuck and to be afraid. He did not give me that spirit of fear to fester within me and to stay within me and to keep me stuck and playing small. That's what the enemy wants you to do, because the enemy knows what's ahead of you. Like, he knows that if you fully lock in and if you show up whole, like just full in your purpose, in the way that God intended for you to show up, you're going to be a threat to the world because you're bringing glory to the kingdom. Okay. And so I knew that. And I was just like, okay, God, I have to trust you in this. You know, my favorite scripture is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through God who strengthens me. And I really relied on his strength. You hear me? I really relied on his strength. But I'm sharing this story to show and to share you is that fear will try to keep you stuck. But if you believe and you have this strong conviction through God that he's with you and that he's not going to allow you to fail, then you have to just put yourself out there, take that first step and allow him to come through and be like the wings, or, you know, like be the air beneath your wings to carry you. But what I'm saying is that I got out of my way, I did it. And as a result, I've won, you know, several pitches. With the most recent pitch and the biggest pitch was the Good Soil pitch, $200,000. I would have never won that pitch had I not gotten out of my way, had I, you know, allowed fear to overtake me and to keep me in bondage and to keep me stuck. And so I'm sharing that with you because God is always with you. If he has called you to start a business, to create offers, to help other people elevate their lives, to write a book, to, you know, start a nonprofit, to help a community of kids who may be going through a tough time, whatever he's called you to, I'm telling you, there's going to be fear there. Fear is natural. It's a natural human response, but he has given us all the word, all the plans, all the frameworks, all the principles to overcome. And the most basic way I can say it is faith without works is dead. So you have to believe, you have to have faith, you have to believe that God is going to be there for you to see you through, but you also have to put the work. And that work just means simply moving your feet and to go. And so I just had to share that with you to let you know that this is what fear tries to do to us, to keep us stuck. I don't want you to be stuck. You got so many gifts in you. You got so many. Your voice needs to be heard. You have a story so powerful that needs to be told that's going to free somebody else. Using your voice is going to be the breakthrough for somebody else's healing, right? And so this is why you have to look fear in the face and say you have no place here. Is it hard? Yes. But nothing worth having is going to be easy. And so you just got to do it. And then number 5 is that fear wants proof, but faith moves with instruction. Fear tells you, oh, I need to see the numbers. I need to see the likes. I need to see the subscribers. I need to see the outcome. I need to see the outcome, or I need to know the outcome. But faith says move because God says move. God is really going to give you the blueprints in advance, but he is going to give you the instructions, and the instructions is going to be what unlocks the clarity, y'all. And then here's the thing, how can you expect the outcome, or you're looking forward to outcome if you haven't moved? The outcome only comes through movement. That's the only way to get to the finished product. And then I know also, you may start something and you give it 1 week, 2 weeks, and you're like, oh, this is not moving, this is not shaking up how I thought it was to be. That's not enough time. You have to believe in the vision, but then you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. If you're stuck telling yourself, once I know this, then I'm going to start. Once I know X, I'm going to start. Once I know B, then I'm going to move. You got to ask yourself, what has God already told you to do that you're delaying? What has he told you to do? I didn't say what he has given you the blueprint to do. I didn't say what he has given you the plan from A to Z to do. What has he told you to do that you're delaying because you feel like you're not ready, or whatever reasons, right? When I started this YouTube channel, now this is a mistake that I made. I don't really want to say it's a mistake. Everything you can learn from, right? But when I started this YouTube channel, I attached goals to my subscribers. I was like, okay, I want to be at 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put this content out. I'm going to put these videos out like that. But what I found was that I found myself checking analytics over and over and over and being so consumed with that. And then, you know, when you see the subscriber count moving up 1 or 2 at a time, or you see, you know, the little likes and the comments trickling in, and if it's not perceived in your mind to be at the level that it needs to be, then you can easily get discouraged and frustrated with, guess what, your purpose, with what he has called you to do, with what he has instructed you to do. And so now what I do, I don't attach goals to myself anymore in the terms of numeric things, right? So I have these outcome based, I don't even want to call them goals. I'll just say I have these outcome based things that I desire. So basically what I'm saying is that even now I don't really attach a number to my YouTube channel, but what I can attach is to say, okay, Ameka, commit to posting, let's say 3 videos a week. You have full control over posting 3 videos a week because that outcome is dependent on you. You have no control over the time that the subscribers are gonna have and like what season. I have 0 control over that. So when you concern yourself with things that you don't have control over, like time, it frustrates the crap out of you. But if you can say, okay, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna do this, you have complete control over that. So now, number 1, it keeps you accountable. And number 2, you can't get mad at nobody else when the results aren't resulting because you're the one who fell off and didn't do what God called you to do. And this applies in every area of your life, whether you're starting a podcast, you know, whether you're starting a business and you're putting content out there, you have to give yourself time to do the thing that you said you was gonna do, but you have to be consistent with it. Don't attach goals to it if you know, specifically though, not for everybody, if you know you're somebody who that can derail your progress, right? And so stop seeking the proof, right? The numbers and all the things. Stop seeking the proof before you've actually been consistent in putting your work out there and doing what he called you to do. Have you been following the instructions? That's the question that you should ask yourself. And those are the things you'd be focused on. Focus on the things that are directly within your control. So what goal are you delaying right now? What is something that you know God called you to do, that he's convicted you to do, but you are delaying it right now? Let me know, because you need to move your feet. I know that you have it within you to do the thing, but you gotta stop allowing fear to take over and to rest in your mind, because it's gonna keep you stuck. And whatever goal it is that you have in mind is going to be delayed by however long it takes you to fully put your plan in motion and put it in action. And so, do you want that delay? Just think about it right now. If you have a goal to build a house in 2 years, what are you doing right now to ensure that in 2 years you can reach that goal, the goal that you manifest by your work and your actions to have it to come to pass? What are you doing right now? If you have a goal to start a business, like what are you doing right now to set yourself up? Are you checking out vendors who can help you get your, you know, whatever product you're gonna sell? Are you checking out the vendors? Are you collaborating? Are you looking into networks and partnerships? Like, what are you doing right now, right? It's okay to have time-based goals and outcomes if that's your thing. Like I said, I don't want to attach it to myself. I mean, loosely, I'm fine with, right? But you still have to have a vision so that you can know what you need to do now for that vision to come to pass. And so what goals are you delaying right now? What goals? I want you to think about it, because this is going to be the answer between if that thing is going to happen when you desire for it to happen, or if it's not. So what I want you to take away from this is that if God has told you to pause on something, then pause. If he has told you to prepare, then prepare. But if fear is telling you don't even try, or you're not ready, or you're not qualified, then it's time to move anyway, okay? It's time for you to move. That is a telltale sign that it's time for you to move. And you're not being behind. You are being built in this season to do exactly what God has ordained for you to do and called you to do, okay? So I'll see you in the next video. I hope this video was very helpful for you. Keep the faith, bet on you, because God already did.